Hey, what's up? I'm Deryck from 741, and you are watching Metalshop TV. I mean, it's always hard for me to compare a new record or any record with any of our previous records because I kind of feel like they all have their own sort of sound and their own vibe. I guess this record probably leans more towards our heavier side. We've always had, like, you know, some elements of heavier music, and sometimes we'll just do it in a song or two, whereas I feel like this record is more, you know, into that world for us than previous records. I never really think about the music before going into writing an album. It's just, I just pick up a guitar, whatever comes out, comes out. And if it's heavier, I mean, sometimes the songs are lighter. There's a couple songs on this record that I wrote on a piano. And there's, like, you know, there's 2 slow songs on it. I don't know why I write them, they just sort of come out. I don't feel like it's a political record, but it's hard to not have an opinion about, you know, what's going on. And I guess for me, living in the US, but also traveling the world, I get kind of a unique perspective. I mean, when I go home, you have to deal with everything with Donald Trump, and he's just not my kind of guy. But then when you go around the world, you sort of see similarities of what's going on in the US in other countries, but it's just for different reasons, but this sort of almost the same result. There's a thing that bothers me the most is, like, this rise in hatred and hate crime and racism and division, and every country seems to have their own version of it, but it all kind of is the same thing. There might be a different reason or maybe a different person who's, you know, sort of sounding that alarm in those countries, but it all kind of seems to be the same kind of message, which is hatred, division, racism, and that's just not my world at all. Well, we've only ever been here to play concerts, and I don't really get much time to really hang out or spend some time, but on a few days off, I mean, the architecture is just stunning. That's the thing I always think about, and I want to come back just to be a tourist sometime. My wife and I want to come here and spend a week here and just, like, go to restaurants and just be here, you know, but we never get the chance to do that. The songs that I'm proud of or have a special place in my heart would probably be either one of the 2 slow songs, because they're just more that kind of vibe. They're a little bit more heartfelt. I think there's a song, the last song on the record, a song called Catching Fire, and to me, it was a love song that I wrote about my wife, but in sort of a different kind of way of, I don't know how to explain it other than, you know, when I wrote the song, she was away, and it made me think of, like, what would I do if I'd ever lost her, if I didn't have her in my life. So imagining her not there was kind of a dark experience, and the lyrics are a little bit dark, but to me and for her, it's a love song, which makes sense to her and I, but if anybody else listening to it, it might sound kind of dark. I don't know. I don't have a lot of tattoos. I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, and on my arm I have The Best Is Yet to Come, which is one of my favorite songs, but also just the meaning of it. It's just a great quote to live by. If I met myself 20 years ago to give myself advice, I would just say keep doing what you're doing. Because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things that are great, a lot of things that are bad, but it's all part of the journey, and it's all great, you know. I wouldn't change anything. My best friend in the music scene, other than my bandmates, I would say Mikey Geiger from My Chemical Romance is one of my best friends in the music scene, for sure. He's a great guy. You know, we've been friends for a while. Mikey and I working together, we've talked about it. I don't know if either of us ever have the time to actually make it happen, but if we could, it would probably be pretty cool. If I was not a musician, what would I do? I don't know. I'd probably be an architect. I think I would enjoy designing and building houses because I like architecture. And to me, it's very creative, and I probably would get the same, or not the same, but a similar kind of satisfaction from, you know, doing something like that. I don't know what people think I listen to. I don't know. I think Frank Sinatra is always one that surprises people when I say I'm a huge Sinatra fan. I don't know why. I mean, he's like one of the greatest American singers of all time, but you know, that surprises people quite a bit, I guess. I don't really have any guilty pleasures. I'm pretty proud of everything I listen to, and I don't think I listen to anything that's that like strange or funny. I don't know.